just the winding boy. Don't deny my name. Just the winding boy. Don't deny my name. Deny my name. Winding boy, don't deny my name. Get up and shake it like sweet Stephen Jane. Just the winding boy, don't deny my name.
Oh, yeah. 91.3 WVKR. You know who that is by that guitar work. I know you do. Let's finish this track out. And we are going to have some fun. You're tuned into 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. This is Local Motion. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel under the name Local Motion on 91.3 WVKR. And we just heard some Whining Boy Blues by the one and the only Mr. Jorma Kaukonen. Let's get him on air. And Jorma, you with me?
I am definitely with you.
Yay! I'm just so happy to hear that. As always, you know how it works. We've done these one or two times before. I always like to do a brief introduction, if I may. And
Please do.
Start out by saying Rolling Stone magazine ranked him number 54 on its list of 100 greatest guitarists. Jorma Kaukonen was a founding member of Jefferson Airplane and continues to perform as part of Hot Tuna. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Jefferson Airplane in 1996. He received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2016. Jorma recently celebrated his 85th birthday with shows at Carnegie Hall and in San Francisco. And Acoustic Hot Tuna just announced their summer tour. Will be performing at Newport Folk Festival on July 24th, at the Capitol Theater in Port Chester, New York on July 31, and numerous other dates. And I will say, Jorma, that it never gets old and is truly always the greatest honor to host and welcome you back to Local Motion.
Thanks, Rita. Pleasure to be here, and hope the barking of my little dog Percy doesn't upset anybody.
No, I think that's a really nice touch. We can tell well, not that you'd have to be at home with the dog, but you were just traveling, huh? You took a road trip out west?
Yeah, actually, we were teaching out west, and I did a couple of gigs. We had the times we drove out and back, because I've done it in a bus numerous times. Just the first time I've actually done a drive myself for a while, and it was awesome.
I bet. Did you stop like along the way and just kind of take it all
we had to walk the dog because we had him with us. But no, we saw all the good stuff: the Meteor Crater, world's largest ball of twine, all that stuff.
Wow. Awesome. That's cool. I've never driven cross country. The furthest I think I went was like Minneapolis to see the Grateful Dead back in the heyday from New York. But I've never gone. I've always flown. So it's always been on my list because it's got to be really cool just to take your time to drive.
It is really cool. I recommend it highly. And, without to denigrate our eastern-ish cities at all, but when you get out past past Missouri and stuff like that, you get into those that open country and stuff. It's really awesome.
Yeah. My daughter's been traveling the last couple of summers out west, national parks and Wyoming and stuff. And just the beauty and just the photos, which only encompass such a small area, So, yeah. So we just heard "Whining Boy Blues." Of course, that's a Jelly Roll Martin tune that you do oh so well. You came out with this new unreleased tracks that Vanessa found, huh? Talk to me about Wabash Avenue.
Yeah, so back right before the airplane got started, I was living in a tiny little rental in San Jose at 75.5 Wabash Avenue. I'm not sure that it still exists anymore, because I think that that property, that the half doesn't exist. Wabash Avenue is probably still there. But anyway, this tiny little 2-room apartment/house, and I was just getting out of college, and I was sort of a, in that time, like Jerry Garcia was a Palo Alto hero. There was a guy named Bill Bond and some other guys up in Berkeley, and me and a couple of my pals were in San Jose. Anyway, we were sort of the local guys in those places. In any case, so I got to thinking about it'd really be great to do an album. And Norman Benner, the guy that owned the Benner Music Company, where Kantner and me and a bunch of the usual characters taught music, decided that he would finance a recording for an album. And so he put up some money, and we recorded a bunch of stuff at a place called The Shelter in San Jose, and the offstage also in San Jose before it closed. And we were going to put these things out as an album, but then, right around that time, I got called for an audition for the band that would become Jefferson Airplane, and I got sidetracked for the next 60 years.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And this just like this, so this was just found in a storage bin, like these.
So back in those days, when we wanted to copyright a work, because none of us had attorneys, the people to do that kind of stuff for us, we would take the copy of the tape, and we would wrap it in a specific kind of wrapping paper. It's been years, so I forget what it was, and some kind of packing tape. And you take it to the post office and send it registered to yourself with all these stamps all over it, so it couldn't be opened. And if you needed to open it, there it would be, and you would have it dated and all that kind of stuff. A poor man's copyright. So the original 15 IPS tapes, who knows what happened to them? But the 7.5 inch tapes were in a box, and Ness and I were cleaning out the garage, and I was just thinking about throwing stuff away, and she saw these things and said, you might want to take a look at these. And as soon as I saw what they were, I sent them to a friend of mine in California that does such stuff, and he immediately digitized them, and now we're talking about it.
Now we are talking about it. It's kind of cool how this stuff has been happening, because the same thing happened with Reno Road.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess it's a testimony to the fact that it's on some level, it's probably not a bad thing not to throw things away.
Yeah, especially recordings.
Yep, there you go.
Right? Yeah. No, super cool. So I want to say thank you to your lovely wife who sent me the album, but it had not made it to me yet because of the system, the mail system. Something is awry. So I'm really excited to.
Well, it's on the way.
It's on the way, and I'm excited. And I found some tracks so we can. And she sent me some, so we're playing some from there too. And you just released it, and I know I wished you a happy birthday back in December, and I realize it's March. I get it, but I think like turning 85, you're allowed to celebrate the whole year, don't you think?
Yeah, I was just about to say, we've been celebrating the 85th for a long time. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And Carnegie Hall, once again, you did the burger tour there, and now you did your 85th birthday with your friends.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, it's been, that's been, some months ago, but it's still fresh in my mind. I mean, if people go, they start thinking about Carnegie Hall. I remember I was walking backstage, and one of the ladies that was a backstage guard or whatever asked me if I thought the Carnegie Hall felt different, and I said it does. And she said, "Why is that?" And I said, "It's Carnegie Hall."
Right.
So, I mean, we work gigs all the time, but there's Carnegie Hall,
Yeah. It is like a special little level of something else. And didn't Airplane play there too, and you guys got kicked out or not allowed to play again for a while?
So I think it was hot. That's a good question. There's some archivist out there that's going to, come on, Jorma, you need to know that. It was Hot Tuna, I believe.
Hot Tuna, okay.
And we were as Hot Tuna probably in the early 70s, and we were very loud, and we weren't encouraged to come back, but obviously they've gotten over it. And also, my fan base has matured a little bit too. So
just slightly.
So they're not as tough on a venue as they used to be.
Yeah, just slightly. I remember seeing you there for the Burger anniversary tour, and I'll never forget that night. It was just really lovely. Lovely, lovely. And of course, Larry and Teresa joined you on your birthday this past time. G.E. Smith, Steve Earle. I mean, hello, just amazing.
What a gang.
What a gang. What a gang. You're not kidding. And then you went to D.C., Washington, D.C. You also celebrated there with our friend, Cindy Kashdollar.
I love Cindy.
Adore her. She played at I just had a benefit concert in November to celebrate 10 years of hosting this show, and we were able to raise some good funds for 2 local nonprofits, and Cindy was like one of the headliners with Larry Campbell. So it was pretty good. So
well, that's a couple of heavyweights for the headliners, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, it was pretty good. If you lived local, I would have tried to get you in there too, Jorma. But I think
if I lived local, I would have been there.
Yeah, I know. I figured you would be. It would have been sweet. And D.C., Jim Lauderdale and Steve Kimmock and Cindy Kashdollar joined you there.
Yeah, it was a fun time. And you know, Jim Lauderdale. You know, Jim. He brings so much to the table on so many levels. Whenever he does his show or participates in somebody else, but just think musically, you have Steve Kimmock and Cindy Kashdollar playing stuff together with you. I mean, how good does it have to get?
I know. You must pinch yourself every once in a while, but I think they must say the same thing about you.
Well, hopefully, I'd be flattered if they did.
Oh, I have no doubt that they do. Every time I see Cindy out, because we do see each other, she's like, we always mention you, and always like with such love. And it's like, oh gosh, Jorma, just love him. It's every single time. There's not one time I see her out here and she doesn't mention you. So I'm actually going to see her Saturday at the Falcons.
Well,
so
please give her my best. It's a mutual love fest, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I from your blog is just, I love it. I love it. You've been doing it for, I think, like 15, 20 years or something?
Yeah, I've listened. It's probably pushing 20 years now.
Yeah, and you said going to San Francisco to celebrate your 85th was also super emotional. Your brother was there.
Yeah, that was cool because my brother and I we sort of became, we weren't really estranged, but we were sort of disconnected, but we reconnected over a lot of stuff. We both have kids who are in and out of college, and just the whole family deal. It was awesome. I had a great time.
Oh, that's so great. And then Susan and Derek were there too for San Francisco.
Well, now Susan and Derek, what a pair! What a delightful pair. I was just thinking about them today. Something popped up in one of my feeds about some gig they're doing, but I don't have to tell you how much Susan and Derek bring to the table. And one of the things that I thought was so much fun with what we did is Susan was playing a Les Paul that was plugged in, but Derek was actually playing a mic'd acoustic guitar.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Wow. And Bruce Coburn there too.
Love Bruce. What a writer. What a great guy.
Man, what the hell are you going to do for your 86? You can't stop now.
No, we can't.
No.
One wonders why. I guess it's a numerical thing, but 85 is just more important than 86. 90, of course, would be really important. I don't know. But anytime I could get together with any of these people we're talking about would be a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah. I say every birthday is to celebrate. Every single one.
Amen.
Every day is a gift, and that's it.
Is.
Yeah,
society sort of dictates that we multiply by tens and fives, because I guess it looks better on greeting cards. But yeah, you're right. Every day is a miracle.
Every day it is. And I hope you do something fun for 86 and join in with some more friends because
we definitely will. No question about it.
Yeah. I had your friend and my friend Justin Gwip on in January here on the show, and he was here in person, and boy, did we give you some love on air too. And what a great guy he is, Justin. Of course, you're a drummer.
I was just talking to him earlier today, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. I think I'm going up to Martha's Vineyard to do some teaching up there in a couple of months.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to stop off at Justin's, and we're gonna record some sonic landscape stuff. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Just freeform things. I'm going to bring all kinds of sound making gadgets and guitars, and we've got some unplanned plans.
I love that. Oh, that's awesome. And it's so easy to get to the vineyard from his place. So.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Larry will be there too. I know Larry. Every time he's not on doing a show, he seems to be at Justin's recording something. So
Right. Well, Larry is the hardest working man in show business,
you're not
but
kidding.
hopefully he'll be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Oh my gosh, he's never ending. He just did this concert with, and listen, Love Rocks. It's a at the Beacon Theater, and it's called God's Love Delivered. It helps like homeless people and food
Nice.
insecurity. They raised like $7 million from this
Wow.
benefit. They also live streamed it, and Larry was on stage with Paul Simon, and
That's awesome.
just so sweet, just
So
amazing.
was Paul playing guitar? This is just
Yes.
singing.
Yeah, no. I don't
Awesome.
remember. I don't
Awesome.
know. I wasn't there because I just saw Larry keep posting about it because he's just like,
Of course. Of
you know,
course.
it was one of the highlights for him doing that as well, which was cool. And then, of course, he was on stage with Keith Richards not all that long ago either.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah.
Well, Larry, what a life Larry leads, huh?
Yeah. I know. And is there an instrument the man does not play that has strings? That's all I know.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, he does play violin also. I don't know, cello, stand up bass, maybe not so much, but I think
I've
everything
never.
else.
I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. Um, because your blog, we've lost a lot of people this year,
Boy, it's
and
been a tough year so far. I'll tell you what.
and it's only March,
Yeah,
and
and it's only March, and I realize that it's a function of the age that my generation is at now. It's not like when you're younger, you lose a bunch of people in their 40s and 50s. These are not kids, so I know what the deal is. But yeah, it's been a tough year, and wow, and it's not over yet. It's
and
just
it's
started.
not. I wanted to take a few minutes, if you don't mind, Yorma, to talk about some of them because they were
Sure, of course.
friends of yours and like you had lifelong relationships. I
Sure.
think one of the first people to pass away this year was, of course, Bob Weir.
Yeah, like I said, especially at my age, you start losing friends, and that's just the way it is. But yeah, Bob was a tough one. Bob was a tough one. He and I had just been texting each other. We were planning on. Actually, it was before my 85th birthday thing at the Masonic, and he said, "Yeah, I'm really going to try to come. I'm down in Mexico." I didn't realize that he was fighting the cancer then, and he was down in Mexico.
Hmm.
Uh,
Getting
but in
treatment. Yeah.
retrospect, I certainly in spite of the fact that it was just not destined to come to pass, but that at that point in his life that he gave it a thought, it meant a lot to me.
Yeah. What a life lived. What a
Yeah, man.
genuine life lived. Talk about meeting Bob Weir.
Wow. I guess probably the first time I met Bob would have been with Jerry, of course, and I just remember he was a quiet kid back then, and I say kid because he was a kid back then. He was a young teenager, but he just nothing ever got by him. He was just obviously collecting things to become him as time went on, and he was just always a likable guy and was always learning to do stuff. And I remember that as the Warlocks, which became the Dead, began to evolve, that there was just nobody on the planet that played guitar the way Bob Weir did, and that's the way it was till the day he died. I mean, it's almost like he invented a way to play guitar in a band.
Yeah. And I on the blog that you wrote when he passed, it was like I think you said I almost never saw him without a guitar in his
Yeah,
hand.
he was a committed string lover. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
He always had an instrument close at hand.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I've mentioned this a couple times, but it deserves mentioning again. So when I was learning my Reverend Gary Davis stuff, I never studied with the Rev. I saw him play. I picked things off records. I learned things from people that knew how to do that stuff, and I adapted it for my own uses because that's all I could do. But I remember, like, if you listen to the Dead's version of Samson and Delilah,
Hmm.
Weir's version uses all those weird chords he actually learned from Reverend Davis.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
what a testimony of a musical dedication.
Yeah. Yeah, the world is a weird thing without him not being on tour because he was
I
constantly
agree.
on tour with one band or another. And
Right.
yeah, no, it was. I think many of us were shocked. Like some didn't know, he was ill, and
Right.
to wake up to something like that was like, oh, this is a hoax. This is like what. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
none.
obviously, I mean, this is all conjecture because none of us ever had this conversation with him. But I guess he just didn't want the fact of his sickness to become who he was in the eyes of other
I
people.
love that.
Yeah.
It was his terms, and everybody treats this so differently. And
Yep.
I respect however people go through this,
Understood.
and big love.
Understood.
And you know what? Our memories of him will always be of one on stage, of one playing with all these different people and doing his quirky stuff and wearing his
Always.
shorts, the shorts he wore in the 80s, like every single show. And I remember seeing him wear Madonna shirts and everything. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, he certainly was a fashion maven, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And also another friend of yours, Country Joe McDonald.
Yeah, we just lost him recently. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I remember because when I had to look up some stuff when I wrote about him in the blog. It's been a while since I've seen him, but you know, Joe McDonald was such an interesting guy, and I remember that there's among some people who probably didn't know him very well. There was this sort of misapprehension of who he was, thinking that he was like some kind of a stoner, but that's not the case. He's one of the smartest guys I ever met, had an incredible sense of humor and a wry way of looking at the world. And if you weren't paying attention, he got over on you.
You had to be on your toes with him, huh?
You did.
Yeah. And this I found interesting. Your friend Roy Bookbinder, and
Just lost him a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
and you met him at the Town Crier in Pauling.
Yeah, and that would have been probably in '89, I would say.
Wow. Yeah. That was wild reading about. I was like Town Crier.
Maybe '88, but back then, yeah,
Yeah, back sometime in the 80s there. That's when you
yeah,
were living here, and you, of course, were a Woodstock resident, or I think
I
we should
was.
say Hurley, right? Weren't you in Hurley, or where were
Well,
you?
I started out in Hurley, but I wound up on Maverick Terrace.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah. And then just ending with one last one, John Hammond, of course, also just passed.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
One of my oldest friends. I'm not quite as old as Jack, but getting up there. I met John in. Let me see. I guess it would have been probably the late winter, early spring of '60, and
Wow.
yeah, John. I remember that he was in Antioch College. That's where we met out there in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And I remember that he had the reel-to-reel tapes of what we would later know as the two Robert Johnson records.
Wow.
The records weren't out yet. He got them from his dad. And I remember we listened to that stuff, and I remember thinking at the time, because we were still in the process of like basically learning how to play what we wanted to learn how to play. And I was pretty much studying Reverend Davis, my friend Ian Buchanan, and John was studying Robert Johnson. I remember listening to that and thinking, I could never get this, and I never did, but
Oh,
he did.
wow. Yeah. It's been a crazy few months, and thank God for recordings. Like
Yep,
that music's always gonna live, always.
absolutely.
And that's why, like what you're doing with the Reno Road and the Wabash Avenue, like recording, this is infamy. This is like, this will live. This will always live. So it's just so
Yeah, I mean, it's a
beautiful.
miracle that we still have those things around, but thank God we did.
Yeah, and to be able to just pull that stuff back. I mean, I listen to Reno Road pretty regularly, and the typewriter tapes too. I mean, you've been
Yeah.
putting out some great stuff.
Well, thank God we have the tape running. That's all I can say.
Yeah, because you can really hear it back there. So that was really good. That was really cool. Yorma, did you watch the Olympics?
As best that I could. The speed skating stuff is near and dear to my heart because it's something I was involved in, and of course, the the Nordic sports is something that I've always really liked a lot. But the skating stuff is amazing. And, one of the things is somebody that it's been years since I've skated. In fact, funny story about that. My daughter's 19 years old now, but actually she's in London right now. But
Oh,
when
nice.
she was like, I don't know, 8, 9, or 10, something like that, I can't remember. She was taking figure skating lessons, and so I rented a pair of skates and went on the ice. But I still know how to skate. And I'm skating around, and I'm thinking, maybe I should buy a pair of indoor speed skates, and I did. And I'm sort of doddering around on them, and my daughter goes, "Dad, you're going to have to learn how to fall." And I got to thinking about it, and I realized that was part of the equation. And I said, at this point in my life, I don't think I need to be falling anymore. So I gave the skates away to somebody that would use them more than me, and had to let the ice go. But yeah, loved the Winter Olympics. Really exciting. And the way the bar is always getting raised. I mean, the women these days are skating times that the men were skating 30 years ago.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is something else. It really is.
It is.
And it's so beautiful to watch and so graceful. And they make it look so easy, but yet, wow, talk about years of practice to get through there.
They make it look easy, but I can tell you from personal experience, it's not.
No, I don't. Did you watch, what is that, curling? Do you get that? Or
that's a funny thing because back in the years when I was skating, curling is a sport in Bavaria in
Germany,
the Bavarian part of Germany.
Yeah.
And so I've watched it a bit. It's a weird thing. It's like if you don't get into it, it's like, what is going on there? But as soon as you realize how subtle all this stuff is, the sweeping with a brush and steering the stones and all that stuff, it's like, before I thought about it, it just looked stupid. But now I think it's really cool.
Yeah, you have to, because at first you don't know. If you don't know, you're just like, what the heck is this, and why is this an Olympic sport?
What are they doing?
Right. But no, it's a whole different thing.
But once again, like I said, I've watched a number of Olympics with it, so I'm into it now. And I think it's really cool.
It is. It's really, really cool. And we're talking perfect timing because Acoustic Hot Tuna, you guys just announced some tour dates.
Correct.
And before you go out on the road with Acoustic Hot Tuna, Jorma, you're not slowing down. You can't fool anybody because now you're like going on the road with John Hurlburt. You're going to Texas.
Right.
Yes, you're going to you're going to Texas. You're going to starting in Austin on April 2nd. You're on the road for most of the month of April. It looks like. Yeah, and then you got Martha's Vineyard coming up June 3rd, and then
we'll be teaching up there for a couple of weeks and probably doing a couple of gigs.
Yeah. JormaKaukonen.com, by the way, folks. You just want to keep up and sign up. And, I always, sign up for a mailing list.
I guess, fortunately, it's still important to me that I be able to stay, because I still love playing the guitar as much as I ever did, staying sharp. And I find it impossible, to maintain the level of the playing that satisfies me unless I'm working. I play every day, and I don't practice every day, but I play every day. And I practice a couple times a week. And you got to do that just to stay in the game. But to really get to get out there at the tip of the spear, you just got to get in front of an audience that's other than your wife, your daughter, or your dog,
Yeah, absolutely. And you absolutely. And then in July, you start a summer tour, Acoustic Hot Tuna. You start in Ohio. You will be in Massachusetts. And then the Folk Festival, the Newport Folk Festival. Have you played that before, Jorma?
So this is it's really funny. After all these years in the game, I have never played the Newport Folk Festival for whatever reason.
Wow.
And I personally am very excited about this. And we're going to have Ross Guerin playing harmonica with us. We've been working with him whenever he's not doing something else. And so,
fun.
That really brings a lot to the table also. So for me and Jack to be able to, that's a hot tuna date, right?
Yeah, yep, Acoustic Hot Tuna. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
No problem. You got too many dates.
So I don't know if Jack is excited about it as me because I'm an old folkie. and Jack's an old band musician, but I bet he is, because for us, that's just such a prestigious gig, to finally get to play it is like great.
Yeah.
It's like we've never done the New Orleans Jazz Festival. What's up with that?
Really? What the heck? What is wrong with these people?
I know.
Yeah. No, I mean, crazy. So you go from the Newport Folk Festival, which, by the way, folks, is sold out, and there is only a waiting list. So, FYI, it's one of those festivals that sells out. Like, you have to get on it, when they...
Yeah, Newport sells out every year.
Every single year. You go from Rhode Island to Long Island. You go to the Huntington at the Paramount down there at the end of July on the 29th. And then I'm hoping to catch you at the Capitol Theater, which is always a great time, July 31st.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah. So you'll be there for Port Chester. And I guess tickets, everything is on jormakaukonen.com as well as hottuna.com, as well as when tickets are going on sale. So folks, just take a look and you'll see. You're also in Montclair, New Jersey, Wellmont Theater, and also you're doing a couple of dates in Jersey, Montclair, Red Bank, and Collingswood. Yeah. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Looking forward to it. So, I forget. Excuse me. Somebody was asking me about, it's showing some surprise, so you're still touring. And the answer is, and we've talked about this before, is that again, as I said, I just love playing for an audience. It makes me try to draw the best out of myself. And there's nothing like, nothing like real time in front of a live audience to make you really want to do your best.
Absolutely.
And also to feed off the energy of a crowd is awesome too.
I forgot who I was talking to about this. Same thing. Like the musicians for me, seeing live music, it's like a weekly therapy session, man. It's just,
I agree.
Just like that energy, and you can feel it from the musicians, and I know you guys feel it from us as well. And man, that just
Absolutely.
is like the greatest vibe, because I feel like when we're all together seeing and witnessing music, we forget about all the BS right now. And
Agreed.
And it's just like it unites us because we're not,
Totally.
and it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's like a drug for me, quite honestly, that I
agree. I hear you.
I can't get enough. I can't get enough live music and listening to music. I mean, I listen to music daily, but live music is just like, just feeds my soul.
That's where the rubber meets the road, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Jorma, when we end our talks, I always ask you for permission to read something from your blog, but today I'm going to ask you, I've picked up your book again, Been So Long, which if listeners, you're a Jorma Kaukonen fan or want to just learn a little bit more, this is such an incredible book. It was released in 2018. It's called Been So Long, My Life and Music, Jorma Kaukonen. And it is such a great book. And you just poured your heart out in it. And I don't know. I commend you for doing that. You certainly don't have to.
Thanks.
And it's just a really great book. So I'd like to read an excerpt from it, if I may.
You may.
All right. And this is, quote, Jorma's words. Quote, "The first time I played an open mic on a real stage, the light waited for me and invited me in. I walked into that light knowing that's where I belonged. All my close friends lived in the same world. Jerry Garcia, Janis Joplin. These are names most people recognize these days, but there are many you will never hear because their light was not quite so public. Awareness of this affinity really hit me 4 or 5 years ago when I was on tour with David Bromberg. We each took turns opening the show and got together to finish each set. One night, David was playing his part of the show, and I was backstage waiting for him to call on me. He was illuminated by spots, and it occurred to me that as always, I was waiting to be called into light, and that in one way or another, I have spent my life doing this. The dance with darkness is always with us, but the light is there too. For more better than worse, the music has always been my beacon, and I have followed it most of the time. The sounds of music in general and the guitar in particular have always pierced my night with a welcome glow. The feeling of a guitar on my lap and my hand on the neck has always surrounded me in a protective armor of tranquility. After all these years, the feeling is stronger than ever. The light brought me out of darkness and into the world, and at some point I will follow the last light and it will take me home. I'm definitely not in a hurry for that journey. In the meantime, let's get on with the story. Unquote, Jorma Kaukonen. Yes.
Did I write that?
Yes, you wrote that. I was just going to say, yes, you wrote that. You wrote that, and you wrote this really beautiful book. And I always ask you, and you don't have to tell me anything, but I do hope that you have more writing in you.
Well, funny you should mention it because I've actually just started working on a project which I hope at some point will be another book. And we're joking about it. That my first book, Been So Long. Should I call the second one Not Long Enough? I don't know.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. That's really not a bad idea.
I have no title, but I've actually started, and I'm just started sort of scattering the seeds around on blank pieces of paper, and it takes time to make this happen, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm on the case.
I love that. And I know it's very different than writing a blog. I get that. It's got to be a whole different thing. But it's just, you're a treasure. You're an absolute treasure. I woke up this morning before my eyes opened, and I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying this. I said, it's Jorma Day. And every time I know I either get to see you or I get to talk with you on this show, it is like Christmas Day and or whatever holiday people celebrate, but it's just like the pinnacle of the year. And I'm lucky enough to have you on several times. So
anytime. Rita, I feel the same way about you. I love our conversations, and I always point this out with an interviewer that I've had an especially good time with. An interview, the onus of making an interview good is on you guys. And you're just always so fun to talk to that it makes it easy for me to spout stuff, and that's what it's all about. I mean, sometimes I'll get an interview, I'll be on the road, maybe I'll get to go to a radio station and do something. It'll be some younger guy, which is not to say, or a younger man or woman, not to say they're a bad interviewer, but they don't really know where I'm coming from, so they can't ask those kind of questions.
Right.
So to talk to somebody that really knows who I am, I get the good questions, and you make me look good, sister. I appreciate it.
Oh, man. And my absolute pleasure anytime. I'm going to play a few more tracks of this album and then these tracks that Vanessa sent me. Follow the Drinking Gourd. Just tell me about that track.
So I forget how I stumbled on that. There's a little intro to the thing. There's this sort of a descending guitar line, and I forget. I probably saw somebody do it, and it sort of piqued my imagination, and I wound up working it into a version of Follow the Drinking Gourd. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I always really liked the song, and the lyrics are so powerful. But in the years, it's been a while since it's been an active rotation of my sets, but as time went on, it became more of an instrumental than a song with lyrics. But Jack and I are going to bring it back, and it's going to feature the lyrics, so that's really what it's about.
I love
really,
that.
really great song. And I remember that, gosh, I forget what year it was. It was probably maybe 63 or 64, hard to remember. But we went to the Monterey Folk Festival, and they had Joan Baez was playing there that year, and they had there was a hootenanny. And I signed up for it. Garcia played it, and I played it, some of the local guys. And the song that I played was my version of Follow the Drinking Gourd.
I love it. Wow. I feel with you that the same way I always felt with Happy Traum. I feel like I love that music. I saw the Dead 130 times. I don't admit that very often, but I did. And I love the music from the 60s. And you are such a part of that. And it's just like I get this overwhelming sense of history talking to you. And I treasure our conversations. I thank you thank you for your time. It is our greatest gift. And awesome. And I can't wait. Please, big love to Vanessa. And you two are so sweet and so adorable together. I love seeing posts and blogs and all the going-ons that you always have. You two never seem to sit still. And
No, we don't.
yeah, I love that. And I love that. And thank you for honoring me with the album as well. So I look forward to putting that on the turntable the day I get it.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual, and you're going to get a kick out of it. And when you put it on the turntable, listen to the recording quality. I mean, considering how it was recorded and stuff,
Right.
the quality is really great. I know you appreciate stuff like that.
Oh, I
and
do.
I'm sure your listeners do too. So yeah.
100%, 100%. Awesome. Well, I'm going to play your music. I say thank you for your time. You know, we always say 30 minutes, and then I always get lucky enough because we just keep talking. And I just, again, Jorma, thank you. I will see you at some point. I know I will. And
You will indeed.
yeah, for 100%. And I'll certainly be in touch. And
right.
Thank you to you, and thank you to Vanessa for setting this up.
Thank you, Rita. Love you, sister. Take
Love
care.
you. Take care. Peace.
Keep smiling.
Absolutely. You too, Jorma. Big love. Bye.
Bye-bye.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Always truly one of my biggest highlights. I can't even put it into words. Let's take a listen to some music so I can catch my breath. Jorma Kaukonen, Follow the Drinking Gourd, off the album Wabash Avenue.
Ah, poor little Ellen, how was she found? Shot through the hard line, cold on the ground. Cold on the ground. Shot through the hard line, cold on the ground. How I loved Ellen, frail mountain rose. How I love my Ellen, ain't nobody knows. Ain't nobody knows. I love my Ellen, ain't nobody knows. Drinking and gambling, loafing around. Ball from my pistol struck poor Ellen down. Struck poor Ellen down. A ball from my pistol struck poor Ellen down. They picked up their rifles and hunted me down. Found me a loafing all around town. All around town. Found me a loafing all around town. Judge found me guilty, they took me away. Laws of my country I had to obey. I had to obey. Laws of my country I had to obey. My days in this prison are ending at last. I'll never be free from the sins of my past. Sins of my past. I'll never be free from the sins of my past. Oh, little Ellen, how was she found? Shot through the hard line, cold on the ground. Cold on the ground. Shot through the hard line, cold on the ground. How I loved Ellen, frail mountain road. I love my Ellen, ain't nobody knows. Ain't nobody knows. I love my Ellen, ain't nobody knows.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. You are tuned in to live radio right here, broadcasting from the beautiful campus of Vassar College. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here most Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you Local Motion, show that features music from the Hudson Valley and the local area here. We talk to musicians that perform here, those that live here, and those that come to record here, and just got done with an incredible hour of talking with Jorma Kaukonen of Hot Tuna and, of course, Jefferson Airplane as well. And truly, honestly, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. One of my greatest musical highlights is when I get to talk to Jorma and when I get to see Jorma as well. So Hot Tuna is coming up. Acoustic Hot Tuna tour dates for the summer just now being announced as of yesterday. HotTuna.com. You can also follow Jorma and his incredible blog and his beautiful writing, JormaKaukonen.com. We just heard a few tracks from the album Wabash Avenue that was released on Record Store Day. In I think it was October or November, yes. And we just heard the tracks Follow the Drinking Gourd. We also heard Poor Ellen Smith and Lower Depths. And if I have time, I'll spin one more to take us out at 6 o'clock. So that's what we got. If you missed the interview with Jorma or just caught a little bit of it, it will be uploaded tonight to the YouTube channel. Again, please consider subscribing and following on Facebook as well under Local Motion on 91.3 WVKR. And then you'll be in tune with all the interviews that are done here and most of the shows as well. So, all right, still coming down from talking with Jorma. The hour where I don't host a guest, I start off by paying tribute to Tony Falco from the Falcon in Marlborough. He left a couple of really cool playlists, and in the order that he uploaded them, the tracks is how I play them. So I'm still learning new music from Tony. He passed away October 27th of 2021. And so still learning the music, some of which I've never heard before. Some, of course, I hadn't heard in quite some time. And it's just really cool to keep the love and the music alive that Tony provided all of us by giving us the Falcon, which is still running beautifully today. So let's play a track from Tony's playlist. This one is by Bert Jansch here on 91.3.
There's some things that I'd like you to know, baby. Someday I'm gonna tell ya. There's a way that I'm feeling. Don't you know I'm reeling? Yeah, now you've got me hooked on you, baby. Your love is driving me crazy. Wanna spend every night with you. I wanna stay home, sit tight with you. You keep loving me this way. I'm gonna stay. There's a way that I want you to hold me, baby. And I know, yes, I know that you know it. There's a way that you mean more to me, baby, than any other man that came before you. There's a way that you're moving me. Don't you know you got me, baby? Ooh, now you've got me hooked on you, baby. Your love is driving me crazy. Wanna spend every night with you. I wanna stay home, sit tight with you. You keep loving me this way. I'm gonna stay. And oh, yeah, you keep on loving me, baby. You give me sweet, 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 sweet. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you keep on loving me, baby. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay.
.3 WVKR, Willa Vincitor, the album called Better Days. This one was released a while ago, but it's a goodie, oldie but goodie. We heard Hooked on You. Willa is going to be at the Falcon tomorrow night. Reservations available by calling live or going to liveatthefalcon.com or giving them a call. So you can check out a couple of great lineup this weekend at the Falcon. And Carl Allwire is going to be joining Willa. And Carl is actually playing at the Falcon 3 times this week, including tonight, where Carl Allwire hosts the monthly Blues Underground. Like, it's kind of like open mic. People just sit in and play. He features players. And yeah, that's happening tonight at the Falcon Underground Blues Jam, hosted by Carl Allwire. Then you can see Carl playing tomorrow with Willa as part of her band. And you can see him there on Saturday with Cindy Cashdollar and Jack Petroselli. But any night at the Falcon is a good night. But tomorrow night will be especially great with Willa. liveatthefalcon.com. And we heard a track from Bert Jansch, the track from 1965 self-titled album. It's Angie. And he was a Scottish musician, passed away in 2011. And he best known for being part of the band Pentangle. Bert Jansch. And again, that was part of Tony Falco's playlist, which is how we start off each and every show here, where the hour we don't have a guest. So which we're going to do now is keep the music going. Speaking of who's playing at the Falcon, this lovely human is also going to be there. And she'll be there with a bunch of great people. Cindy Cash Dollar. Let's take a listen right here, right now on 91.3.
Look out here. Yes, I really do believe. There's a heaven down here. Yes, I really do believe.
91.3 WVKR. Brian Mitchell, the album called Diggin' the Roots. And we heard the track Up Above My Head, originally by Rosetta Tharpe, off, again, the album Diggin' the Roots. Brian came up with 2 albums within like weeks of each other. And I think I played the other one last week. I figured I'd play this one this week and play a track from that. Brian Mitchell will be performing tonight in Woodstock. Colony Woodstock. You can just walk in or go online and check out more info, colonywoodstock.com. Again, that is happening tonight. Always a fun time. If you like that music, what you just heard, Brian Mitchell puts on a great show. He's doing all original music tonight as well. So should be an interesting show. Always is. Brian also plays with the Levon Hell Midnight Ramble Band. He also plays with the Weight Band. So he's a busy guy. We also heard Cindy Cashdollar, the album Waltz for Abilene. We heard her with a duo with Albert Lee, Foggy Mount Rock. Now, here's the tie-in. Albert Lee will be playing at the Falcon this Friday night. I believe the show is sold out. You can always go sit at the bar or see if there's a waiting list. Albert Lee playing Friday. Saturday, Cindy will be there with Jack Petrozelli with their set called Too Many Guitars. So hope to see some of you there for that. I plan on going to that one. So that's what we heard. Cindy and Albert, both of which are playing separate nights at the Falcon this Friday and Saturday live at thefalcon.com. Let's keep the music flowing. This gentleman will be performing at Bardavon this Saturday night. Little different than what you might be used to hearing Rick Wakeman play. But here, let's take a listen to Rick Wakeman here on 91.3.
make one more noise, almost like a laugh. I almost sense a blush, a smile on your behalf. Even when they're lost, just some photograph. If someone ever touched your heart, you can find it on the riff-raff. I see you tilting over, catch you and I'm tilting over. Both of us tilting over like a rolling fall. I see you tilting over, catch you and I'm tilting over. Both of us tilting over like a rolling fall.
91.3 WVKR, Mike Gordon, the album Flying Games. We heard the track called Tilting. Mike Gordon, of course, the bassist and co-founder of the group Fish. He's coming to the Bearsville Theater, but the show is sold out. So if you have tickets, have a great time. BearsvilleTheater.com. And maybe, I don't know if anything else opens up last minute or not, but the show as of right now is sold out to see Mike Gordon this Friday. We also, Hawken, my dear friend Hawken is, I think, tuned in, and he was texting me that he liked the track I was playing by Rick Wakeman. So Hawken, it's off the album titled Melancholia, and the track we heard, Sitting at the Window. Rick Wakeman and his son Oliver Wakeman, both of them are going to be performing this Saturday at the Bardavon in Poughkeepsie. Tickets, I believe, are still available, bardavon.org. Rick Wakeman, of course, former member of the band Yes, and Oliver also was a member of the Yes and the Strawbs. And so father and son duo playing this Saturday night, and I'm sure there'll be some other people in the band as well, but that's what's happening. So all of you going to the Bardavon this Saturday to see the Rick Wakeman, have a fantastic time. And I really love that album Melancholia. When I found that on YouTube, I was like, a little bit different than what we think of Rick Wakeman of Yes playing. So kind of cool when musicians change it up after a long career. We are going to play this next performer who's got 2 shows, well, actually 4 shows, 2 shows each night at Jazz Forum happening in Tarrytown, and that's happening this Friday night. This is a really beautiful performer. Let's take a listen to Camille Thurman here on 91.3.
Brave Indian warrior, since I first met you, I can't forget you. Oh, Cherokee sweetie pie, child of the prairie. Your love keeps calling, my heart's enthralling. Oh, Cherokee. Dreams of summertime, of wintertime gone by, thrown my heart with memories so tenderly and shy. My sweet Indian warrior, someday I will hold you. In my arms I will enfold you. Oh, Cherokee. Shabba-ba-dee-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Shabe bo 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 he da 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 dee do da dee do da dee do da dee. Ba yo do ba bo 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 be la do da da do dee dee sha da 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 dee do da dee bo da dee bo la da dee dee do la sha da 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 do da dee do da dee sha da la da la da la da la da la da la dee sha ba 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 do da dee do do do. Dreams of summertime, of winter time gone by, throng my heart with memories so tenderly and shy. Oh my sweet Indian warrior, ooh, someday I will hold you. In my arms I will enfold you. Oh, Cherokee. But oh, shut it do it. Shut it better bone G do the day. Better did oh sweet Cherokee. But you
Up here in Alaska, it's struggle and strife. With luck and hard work, you can make a good life. When the going gets rough and we see dark clouds form, we brace for the worst and ride out the storm. They want to build a big mine near this place we call home, the biggest damn pit this world's ever known. They would poison our future for copper and gold. They'll find out in time that we can't be sold. We will ride out any storm. We will not wash away. Take my hand, we'll make our stand on Bristol Bay. I've hiked the Grand Canyon, seen Niagara Falls. Our own Bristol Bay is as grand as them all. Its wild, stubborn beauty grants us all grace, with a lifetime of memories that time can't erase. We will ride out any storm. We will not wash away. Take my hand, we'll make our stand on Bristol Bay. With their money and power, they say we can't win. Yet we'll stand like a seawall and never give in. We are all survivors, and we know full well help will come to those who help themselves. We will ride out any storm. We will not wash away. Take my hand, we'll make our stand on Bristol
Bristol Bay. We will ride out any storm. We will not wash away. Take my hand, we'll make our stand on Bristol Bay.
.3 WVKR. Tom Chapin album called 70 in honor of his 70th birthday, which was a little bit ago. This weekend, he's going to be playing a birthday show for, I don't know what age, but he's playing a birthday show, which he does annually at Town Crier in Beacon. And this year, apparently, they're celebrating two birthdays. Tom's birthday, which is Friday, and longtime band member Michael Mark, whose birthday is Saturday. And this concert, Tom Chapin is a 3-time Grammy-winning singer-songwriter and beautiful songwriter. And so he's also releasing a new album. Just released, apparently, Songs of Hope. It's the show on Saturday at Town Crier is also a food drive for the organization called Fairground. So if you're going to the concert, the attendees are asked to bring non-perishable food items to donate. Tickets available to see Tom Chapin's birthday party are available by going to the website at towncrier.com. That's town spelled with an E, crier.com, to see Tom Chapin. We also heard jazz great Camille Thurman, the track called Cherokee. The album was Inside the Moment, and that was recorded live at Rockwood Music Hall. Camille will be bringing her music into Terrytown this Friday and Saturday at Jazz Forum. She's doing 2 shows each night. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Tickets available by going to jazzforumarts.org. So, we still have a little bit to go as far as music, but I'm going to do musical happenings now. I do this towards the end of the show, and I list some of our area venues in alphabetical order in the hopes that you go out and support live music, because we've got some incredible world-class venues right here in the Hudson Valley. You do not have to go far at all, and we've got the world-class musicians in those venues. So let's start up in Kingston at the Assembly. Tickets and info at assemblykingston.com. Tonight, Sean Cassidy, March 15th, the Woodstock Film Festival Oscars viewing party. Bardavon and UPAC. Info and tickets at bardavon.org. March 13th, Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen. March 14th, Rick Wakeman. March 19, the infamous String Dusters. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock and at bearsvilletheater.com. March 13, Mike Gordon of Fish. March 15, Yasmin Williams. Colony in Woodstock and at colonywoodstock.com. Tonight, Brian Mitchell. Thursday, Ladies of the Valley present a tribute to Joni Mitchell. Friday, Dead Man's Waltz. Saturday, Dean Friedman with Vance Gilbert. And Sunday, Towns Van Zandt tribute. And every Monday at Colony is an open mic. Howland Chamber Music Series at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. Tickets and info, howlandmusic.org. March 29th, the Galvin Cello Quartet. The Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Tonight, the Underground Blues Jam hosted by Carl Allwire. Thursday, Willa Vincitor and Company. Friday, Albert Lee. Saturday, Too Many Guitars with Cindy Cashdollar and Jack Petrozelli. And Sunday, Eddie's Chemistry Set. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown, also at jazzforumarts.org. March 13 and 14, 2 shows each night, Camille Thurman. Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock and at levonhelm.com. March 21, the Midnight Ramble with the 9 C's. March 27th, Lilith at the Barn, featuring Simi Stone, The Goddess Party, Sandy Bell, Story Littleton, and more. The Local in Saugerties. Info and tickets at thelocalsaugerties.com. Tonight, Nora Knight. Tomorrow, Artemis. Saturday, Scott Sherrard of Little Feet. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains and thestissingcenter.org. March 13th, River Blue with Ron Minkoff and Dan Blum. March 20, Laura Zaraugian and the Little Tree Band. Tarrytown Music Hall and tarrytownmusichall.org. March 15, All-Star George Harrison Celebration. March 24th, Lucius Acoustic. April 4th, Chris Thiele. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday is an open mic. Friday on the Salon stage, Russ St. George and Rick Mercaldi. On the main stage, KJ Dennert. Saturday on the Salon stage, Neil Gomberg. On the main stage, Tom Chapin's Birthday Bash. Sunday brunch with Don Lau, and Sunday night, Flash Company on the Salon stage. And folks, that's what I got. That's what I got. Where are you going? Where are you going this week? What show are you going to go see? Well, here's a possibility. Tomorrow night at the Local, the next two performers I am playing are playing at the Local. Tomorrow is the band Artemis, and on Saturday, Scott Sherrard. So let's take a listen to the group Artemis off their latest album called Arboresque. This is the track called Sights Unseen here on 91.3.
Watching my mind play tricks with my heart. It's like a picture puzzle. You held the missing part. I got myself together. Now I'm like the restless wind. I'm gonna keep on traveling till I fall in love again. I ain't gonna worry no more about you. I ain't gonna worry, 'cause I'm tired of trying. Lord knows I am. Ain't gonna worry, don't know about you, baby. So you can go away, you're no longer mine. Well, I was like a stepchild with a house not a home, looking for love everywhere, but all your love was gone. Like Mother Goose, you always told me lies. Now I'm sick and tired of your fairy tales, and you're in for a big surprise. Ain't gonna worry no more about you. Ain't gonna worry, 'cause I'm tired of trying. Lord knows I am. Ain't gonna worry, don't know about you, baby. So you can go away, you're no longer mine. No, no, Well, you came and got me, but I'm leaving on my own. And don't you come looking for me, don't even telephone. Don't worry about me, I can take care of myself. And you better not even come looking for me, don't you serve nobody else. Ain't no worry no more about you. Ain't gonna worry, 'cause I'm tired of trying. Lord knows I am. Ain't gonna worry, don't know about you, baby. So you can go away, you're no longer mine. I don't worry, I don't need, I don't need, I don't need. Don't worry, baby. No, no, no about you, baby. So you can go away, you're no longer mine.
91.3 WVKR, one of the best live guitarists you can see today. That was Scott Sherrard, his solo album titled Rust Belt, and we heard the track I Ain't Gonna Worry. Grammy-nominated artist. He's a guitarist, vocalist, producer. He's been a member of the legendary rock band Little Feat since 2019. He also spent about a decade as lead guitarist and band leader to the late Greg Allman. He's a producer. He is an incredible musician, super nice guy. He's playing a solo show this Saturday at the Local in Saugerties. You can get tickets at thelocalsaugerties.com. They're a little less expensive if you buy them ahead of time, but you can also get them at the door if the show isn't sold out. So thelocalsaugerties.com to see a really special evening with Scott Sherrard this Saturday night. Tomorrow night at the Falcon, tomorrow night at the Local in Saugerties, Blue Note Records all-star band Artemis is going to be there tomorrow. They're modern jazz masters. They founded in 2017, so almost a decade they've been on the road. Included in the group is Renee Rossness on piano, Ingrid Jensen on trumpet, Nicole Glover on the tenor sax, Noriko Ueda on bass, and Allison Miller on drums. I've hosted Allison on the show here a while back. Kick-ass drummers, just absolutely incredible. And these guys are signed to the very prominent label Blue Note Records. So their latest album is called Arboresque, and we heard the track called Sights Unseen. So to see a group like this locally, Friday night, they're playing at Carnegie Hall. That's right. So to see Artemis here on Thursday in the Hudson Valley at the local is pretty special. Don't know if tickets are still available, but you can always visit thelocalsaugerties.com to check out the shows again that are coming up. Scott Sherrard Saturday, Artemis tomorrow. And I'm going to play one more track, and then Dr. J will be in. I'm thinking I'm going to head out of here a little early, maybe about 5 minutes early, but that's it. I will be back next week, and we're really excited to welcome back Lee Falco, the owner-operator of the Falcon in Marlborough, who's currently on tour with Sam Smith. Yes, that's Sam Smith. So lots to talk about with Lee. Really excited to have him back on the show. And I want to just say another huge thank you, so much gratitude to Jorma Kaukonen for being my guest during the 4 o'clock hour. It never gets old. He's been on my show dozens of times at this point, considering I've been on air for 10 years here. And it's an honor every day. And every time I get to speak with him on the show, it's unbelievable. So if you missed part of that interview, it'll be uploaded tonight on our YouTube channel, which is LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR. Consider subscribing to the channel as well as maybe following it on the Facebook page by the same name. So the last track I'm going to leave you with is from Wabash Avenue, the newest album released by Jorma on Record Store Day this past fall. The track is called Gates to the City. Hot Tuna tour dates just announced yesterday. Newport Folk Festival, Capitol Theater, playing 3 dates in New Jersey. I think all over the place they're playing. So check out hottuna.com. Also jormakaukonen.com. And I'll leave you out with this one, and I'll be back next week. And until next time, I wish you peace.
Oh, what a beautiful city. 12 gates to the city. Hallelujah. Oh, what a beautiful. Oh. City.